Let's start. Garcelle, maybe you first introduce yourself, because some of the people don't know you yet, which is a pity.
Okay. Hi, my name is Garcelle, and I am a journalist with Nexus, and I'm very happy to co-moderate this session with my colleague Johan.
Okay, good. Well, let's start, because I think it's lovely to have you all here. So we have done a few rounds of explanations. So Garcelle, you start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for being here today. We're really excited about this session, and we would like to start and just get to know a little bit more about you and your careers. So first, we can start about learning about each of you a little bit more. Could you please share a little bit about your career journey, how you entered the remarketing space, and your current role? And we can go ahead and start with you, Svitlana.
Thank you so much. Happy to start. I think I'm, pretty much the youngest here.
Okay.
So let's go for the introduction. So my name is Svitlana Malko. I'm currently working at Hyundai Motor Europe as the Residual Value and Certified Pre-Owned Manager. In my charge, there are quite a lot of European markets. We're very, I would say, ambitious, and in the upcoming couple of years, we also need to roll out another 34 markets. So lots of things on the shoulders, exciting journey, and happy to be here as well to share some experience and to meet some new colleagues.
Thank you. Stephanie?
So my name is Stephanie van Dijk. I work at DCDW in the Netherlands. I'm responsible over there for selling a rapid response tool in which we try to help every sales agent to get in touch with their customer after their lead request within 30 seconds, and also trying to exceed of course, the lead conversion, and trying to help them to improve on that and the customer contact. So that's my main job.
Okay.
Yeah, I think important for Grainne, for everyone here, how do you become a CEO of a company like OPENLANE Europe? Huh?
Good question, Johan. There's no secret sauce, I don't think. I think it's about working hard. You know, I've always had a strong work ethic. And it's about opportunities. So I think you only really regret the opportunities you don't take. And I've been really fortunate that there have been some people I've met along my career who've given me a chance. And if you take the chance and you grow, and then I've been lucky enough in my career at LeasePlan, I also knew OPENLANE from the other side of the table, and I think we just found we were a good match together. So I'd say there is no secret. Work hard, take the opportunities that come, and keep going, be focused on it.
Okay, great. Julie, how is your parcours has been over the years?
So I'm currently heading the international business within Arval for 2 years and a half now. I've been working in this industry for 30 years, occupying various roles in business, in operations, in remarketing, and actually a number of you don't know, but I was born in automotive because my father used to be a used car seller. So that's a topic I know since I was born, actually. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to open the second one? Yeah, I think we now would like to get a round of a bit reflection of today. What's your view on what was part of the topics today, and any opinion on this, Svitlana, maybe? What was...
I think today we really went beyond the remarketing. And that's also the confirmation, basically, what we have seen this morning. For example, AI-driven defleet process. That's something that we are perhaps could not even expect a couple of years ago. And even the topics like battery reparation, right? First of all, it gives the opportunity to have quite a lot of new jobs for the people as well, because everyone is afraid right now that we will be just replaced one day, you know, thanks to the ChatGPT or because of it. So I think, first of all, we are giving some new opportunities for companies to start their business, to open their creativity, and even in such, you know, at some moment, boring area like remarketing, because we always used to work with the, you know, the spreadsheets, just to sell, thousands of cars at the best ever price, to keep our residual values, to cooperate, of course, with the residual value providers, and basically the stuff that could be quite operational. And I think that we are basically at another level right now where we're going beyond and beyond the expectations that people might have had like a couple of years ago. And right now, I am more than happy that we are reshaping electrification as well, extending the different barriers, the thinking, and people are getting more and more open for, first of all, to go for some AI-driven solutions, and basically we even, I think, not sure what to expect in the upcoming couple of years. In the remarketing industry, in the used car area as well, and it will be not the second-hand topic as everyone treats it normally, but it will be the must-have because of these cooperation that are popping up recently.
Yeah, great.
And any insights from you from today, Stephanie?
Yeah, you see as well in the new car sales, and of course in remarketing used car sales, you see the developments going really fast. You also hear everything today, challenges on AI, on electrification, battery sustainability. Everything is going really fast. But what I noticed in at least 2 presentations today was that they also talked about the fact that we have to take our people along on the journey, because developments are going that hard, especially on AI, tooling, applications, and we want to maybe try everything, or maybe we feel we need to try everything. But as long as we don't take the people along on the journey and they don't learn how to adapt to it or how to make good use of it, then it will be useless. So I think that's the most important lesson that I heard today. Take along your people as well.
But I saw a post from you, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, about Women Automotive Summit. So what came out of that? What was a learning or whatever for you? What?
Well, there was actually a really inspiring summit. So for every, especially female in the audience, I could suggest you go there next year as well in Stuttgart. But there were 500 women in the room over there, inspiring conversations. But one of the things that I noticed over there was that they said that they mentioned a set of numbers, like 60% of the car buyers right now is female. And in 85% of the case, and then maybe that's a little bit more or less, the female opinion is decisive of whether or not the car is bought. So, and in reflection to the teams that we work with, that's an all different story. So. We saw there especially that the different perspectives, so shifting perspectives is really important right now in all the developments that are going so really, really fast in the industry. And, and for those different perspectives, we also need, no offense, but automotive is still a lot of blue suits. And that's a good thing. We need the experience. They all experience the 7-year itch. It goes up, it goes down. We need that experience as well, but we also need the different perspectives, and not only from the female side, but also, for example, in a different age. The younger generation is moving faster with all the AI developments, for example. And I think we have to take that into consideration to be able to speed up, because we need to speed up, considering the numbers we saw from China this morning.
Okay.
Any perspectives that you got from today, Grainne?
Yeah, remarketing is in my blood, so I'm more than 30 years in the remarketing space, and I think this is my 11th remarketing forum. I haven't missed one yet. And every year we see, it feels like we have on the seller side, so from a pure car remarketer, from the seller side, we've more and more consolidation. But also the sellers are asking the service providers, so companies like OPENLANE, they're asking more, but they're unbundling as well. So what I see every year when I come is there are more visitors here with specific services. So they're coming with specific services in the value chain rather than the one-stop value chain. We do remarketing end to end. So we have inspection providers, transport providers, everybody's coming with their own specific expertise instead of just the full value chain. And that means that the services are better. Of course, the prices are a bit squeezed, but then you have to be really good in your own segment. So the pressure is on to be the best in class in the segment that you choose, that you're in. And I think we see that more and more.
Yeah. Julie, maybe more a reflection from the village, because I think you spent quite some time there, which is logic, because you're in sales more, so you got a lot of customers here. So what's your reflection of the day so far?
Great village, by the way. What this session is confirming is that we have entered into the sustainable remarketing era, echoing with my colleagues here about AI, and there are a lot of new technologies. The global dynamic markets and the shift of mobility needs and requests are redefining the way we trade, the way we manage, the way we value the used car market. Today we definitely need to adapt to think about the charging solutions compound when also we think about remarketing. We need to think about the expertise we have always needed in this traditional product, but also in some new data-driven decisions that are made by new clients with these new technologies reshaping the client experiences. So it's really a combination of all these parameters, all these new ecosystems that we see today in the village, in the conversation we are having with peers, with clients, with other major players of this new industry. Okay. Very dynamic, I have to say.
Yeah, very dynamic. Kerstel, what do you want to...
Yes, next we can take a shift and look at diversity in the workplace. How is diversity important for success, and how does it reflect in your team? Do you want to go ahead and start, Svitlana?
With pleasure, yes. Under our roof, if I'm not mistaken, we have more than 80 different nationalities. So I think looking at, first of all, the geographical diversity, that's already basically telling by itself that's quite diverse. And, in the modern business as well, that's very important because, first of all, it gives the vision not only from one European perspective, which, for example, from, Korean headquarters, that's already difficult to imagine that, Europe, it's not one country. Basically, that's the bench of different countries, right? So that's why, of course, we are having different nationalities. But besides, I also see the tendency to have the dominancy, or at least the equality of the split of women and the men in the team. The bright example, for example, we have a couple of positions opened right now at Hyundai. By the way, welcome everyone who is handling perhaps some fleet or remarketing, some promotion, sorry. But yeah, indeed, we, for the RV manager, we search precisely for the women to replace this position and to also to support, because we have quite a lot of markets to manage. And besides that, we also already are discussing with the team that basically the women, they also bring in, some, first of all, empathy. Some of the clients, they also prefer sometimes to have the business negotiations and also the discussions not only with the males but also with the females, or at least to have a balance during the discussion, because sometimes the emotions could be quite hard, and the empathy that is coming also from the women, and besides, if it's also well balanced with the authenticity and also the inner force, that's something that also facilitates the decision making. And we all know well that in the negotiations that's very important to have this winning position and the balance as well. So yeah, I think that Hyundai might be the really bright example of going beyond the dominance with the male representatives industry, but also to expand and to have the diversity both nationally and both on the different elements.
That's great. Yeah. So,
okay, and if anyone has any interest, I think Hyundai has free access to a gym and everything, so I think not so bad.
With pleasure, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy to discuss.
Grainne, you're now OPENLANE 2 years or
Nearly.
Nearly, okay, nearly 2 years. So there's a big celebration coming up, or not yet? Yeah, okay,
Certainly.
always a party, always a party. So how has this worked for the last years? Have you done anything specific, or was it a normal evolution, or what about this diversity or your teams? What has happened?
I guess, when somebody new comes, they always want to make some change. So of course I've made some changes since I arrived. I've got a really strong leadership team now, which is evenly balanced. Actually, it's 3 men and 3 women. Not deliberate. So I'm a big ambassador of get the right person for the job rather than ticking the diversity box. But also on the personality side. So we use different profiling. We use insights, for example. And typically, men are very red. I'm very red myself, but men are typically very red. And when you have more females as well to balance that out, you get a different perspective in the team. So I think it's really important to have those different perspectives, especially in leadership teams where you have these very strong red personalities. Then you get just a different balance, I find. And I do see when we have our leadership team meetings, the women pick up on different things than the men. Not deliberately, but you see it across the discussions, and the discussions become much more balanced.
Can I say something about that? Because
sure.
I really reflect on the thing you said. It's I want the best one for the job, because that's a difficulty in the discussion right now when you talk about diversity and inclusion. Is that people don't want to be involved with those terms. Nobody likes them, nor male or female. And then you get the discussion, okay, do you have to have quota? As you said, you don't specifically want 3-on-3 on your team. But do they get the same chances? So I talked to a CEO of Stellantis and you in the Netherlands, and she said, okay, I don't have the quota on the one that gets the job, but I do have the quota on the candidates that I invite for an interview. So if I say to a recruiter, I need some candidates for a certain position, get me 2 male and 2 female candidates, and then again, it still can be that the male candidate is just better at the job and is getting the job. But you need the best one on the job. But still, we need to make some changes, because if we do not recruit in a different way, then nothing is going to change in the next few years, and we need that change.
Well, I work for an American company, so it's not really a thing anymore, they would say. It's these diversity programs are becoming less of a thing in the US, and we don't focus on it really in OPENLANE. We give the women the jobs when they're the right candidate for the jobs, and that's it. And it doesn't come down to anything else.
Julie, does it play a bit differently in the fleet area?
So to make the link with remarketing, and the EV adoption so remarketing has a crucial role to play in the EV adoption, not only new vehicles, and to reach this goal and also to meet this ESG goal, which is linked, we have this diversity which has a key role to play as well. So in our industry overall, because this is an analysis have shown that a strong vector for performance, but also for innovation and for accelerating the decision making in some ways. What we see in Arval, for example, is that this diversity, which is not only about men and women, it's also about nationalities, as with you, Svitlana. It's also about diversity in our partnerships with Smash Japan, with Element in the US, so different realities has enabled us to focus on the education. So there have been a strong program from Arval Remarketing about education of clients and staff to make sure that we have interest on the state of health of batteries, that we learn how to use better the vehicles, how to consider that the used car today can be and has to be electric because it's important for ESG. That was my colleague Eric Caruso was presenting. So all this is also related to men, women from various nationalities, from various ages. So the old remarketing experts and the young data-driven people That's the collective effort, and I think that's probably a key takeaway that we need all to have here. That's a community that is enabling the shift.
Steph, you started something new in your country, I think a few months ago or last year. Can you explain a bit what are the objectives, and you can explain what it is?
Yeah, I started with an initiative. Actually, it was about 3 years ago that I was at the Women Automotive Network for the first time, and then I saw something happening in the room over there. I was at NADA in the States. There are huge initiatives on female in automotive, women in automotive, and there's a different kind of vibe inside such convention. So it was more about not just presenting or telling what I'm good at, but especially working on solutions, on actual problems. So I thought, okay, we need that actually in the Netherlands and in Belgium as well, the Dutch part of Belgium. And that's why I started Drive Together. And Drive Together is a networking possibility for in the first place, women in automotive. And why is that? Because I don't want an exclusive female club, but the necessity for a better network for females in the automotive is high. And they want to work together, talk together, share experiences on their way about leadership. They have different issues that they want to talk about. But we explicitly also include the men that want to be included in the conversation, because we have to do it together. And if we're not talking together, male and female, we're never going to get better at it. So that's why I started this initiative, Drive Together. And there we have interesting networking sessions, talking about solutions in small groups, and actually trying to improve the automotive day by day.
Okay, great. Garcelle, if you can maybe have a last round combining maybe the two elements, and afterwards we have this drone coming to us, so stay seated. I will talk a bit, but yes. Please.
Okay, for coming around to the end of this discussion, what is some advice that you all would like to hand on to somebody entering the industry, or just somebody generally in fleet mobility? What is some good advice that you have? You can start.
Very good question. I mean, as this question is raised specifically to the women's representative, okay, I would say that first of all, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, perhaps, to be the only woman sometimes at the, men's represented table. Don't be afraid as well to take the initiative. To raise the question, even if you have no idea what the topic is about, and don't afraid as well to ask and to raise some awareness to go deeper into the question, because so many people, they are just like thinking that, the second is first basically be proactive and be as you are. The second one is be bold. And don't be afraid as well to take the decision sometimes all with the men and go into the discussion with them at for example, strategical levels. And again, as we have discussed, remarketing area is very much evolving. So many things, they are changing. So don't be afraid as well to propose some initiatives. Sometimes it could be crazy ideas, but again, I mean, it's always worth to try it and to raise this request. For the initiatives. Like, for example, just recently I submitted as well the midterm plan till 2034. There were some crazy things that I put on the table, and I really came up with those, crazy ideas to the top management. I was mostly sure that some of them will be rejected, and my boss as well, he told me that it will go out, certainly, but try, and they were approved. So basically, I think that also confirms that never be afraid of raising, basically, what you're thinking about, what your intuition is. And we're women, I think we are also very keen to have the intuition inside. The men, they have more, of course, analytical thinking. So don't be afraid to be data-driven, of course, to base everything with the logical numbers behind, but as well to follow the intuition and to think what the future might bring you in a couple of years and raise it.
Okay. Steph, we will just follow,
follow the line.
The line.
Yeah. Well, as I said, we hear a lot about electrification, about data-driven insights and everything. And I think from the perspective from my work at DCDW, I also see the importance of investing in people. And we have to still know that despite all the challenges we have, and despite all the developments that we have in tooling and everything, people still buy from people. And most of the time, and especially in used car, every car has a story, has a person behind it, and often they want a connection with real people. So yeah, it's a good thing to use the tooling and every development to make our work maybe easier or more successful or faster. That's good, but never lose the human touch on this, and keep investing in training your people on this.
Okay, Grainne.
My advice is for the men, not for the women.
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm 30 years telling men what to do. Only my husband doesn't listen to me, the rest do. You know, I've been here quite a number of years, and I see every year women come and women go, and seldom you see the same women coming back year in, year out, because they're going somewhere else. So they're not getting the opportunities that they need to grow in their careers. They're not getting the chances to grow in their careers. And they're not getting the network, and I think that's really important. You know, you've got to put your arms around the women, give them the chances, and be there for them so that they'll stay the course, because they'll bring a different perspective to your business. So it's not just for the women. The women have to work hard. I'm a big believer in, you know, I got a lot of opportunities, and I believe in giving them back. So I give back in my organization and in my network. But the men have to protect the women in the business if they want their business to be successful. So, you know, put your arms around them, give them a chance, and give them a network to grow so that they'll stay the course.
Great. Julie, it seems you have the last word.
Yeah. Conscious of time, so to not be replaced, we need to reinvent, of course. So my advice is, of course, to listen to understand more than listen to respond, and continue to build trust in this wonderful community. That's what we are doing today, and we will do tomorrow.